Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B have the raunchiest but the hottest song out for the last 30 days. But look at their personal lives. Women who are on top of their professions, but their personal life is trash.
Oh my God.
All right, y'all. So y'all know the recent mix up with Cardi B. Apparently she pregnant. She pregnant for some guy.
A baby with my boyfriend, Stefan Diggs. Congratulations.
I personally don't care. I don't know about celebrity mix up. I really don't care. However, this is a perfect opportunity. We use these people as a show and tell. We highlight the issues in the Black community in hopes so we can, course correct and start seeing better. Those people who get triggered by these contents, by us having this discussion, y'all are a part of the problem.
I said what I said.
So anyways, I came across this video of Kevin Samuels said, why can't modern women have it all? And he tagged Cardi B. And I'm like, I'm curious what Kevin has to say about Cardi B, because there have been a lot of instances where Kevin has predicted things. We can talk about how he predicted, what the girl named B. Simone. B. Simone, how he predicted, he called it out. Yeah, I will link that video so y'all can go watch it next. But I'm curious to hear what Kevin had to say about Cardi B. So we're gonna take a listen. He made this video when? Kevin made this video back in 5 years ago. Shoot, September 17th, 2020. So a solid, almost exactly 5 years ago, y'all. Let us listen to what he got to say.
Why can't modern women have it all? Cardi B, former stripper, dancer, turned Love and Hip Hop character, bit part, she went on Love and Hip Hop and made a big name for herself for being a spicy, funny character. And she has parlayed becoming a bit part player in Love and Hip Hop into being a worldwide star. That's freaking amazing. She's put that work in. And here's the thing. If you look at Cardi B, where she started, she's got her hair did, she got her teeth did, she got her body did, she's got all this other stuff. And there are a lot of women who love Cardi B. Okay? And what she's accomplished in a short period of time is amazing, considering
giving credit where credit is due. Despite what we think about her lifestyle choices, she did come up. She started from a stripper to being so well known. So we got to give her credit, even though we do not align with her lifestyle. We can still respect the hustle.
Dancers end up just in a not that good position. Let's just put it that way.
Exactly.
Dancing is not the way to the Oval Office. All right.
Exactly.
But Cardi B has taken it, and she's gone from a bit player on Love and Hip Hop to a rapper. I mean, when you're interviewing presidential candidates, say what you want to, the woman has influence.
Although that was cringe as hell.
The ghetto.
If y'all remember.
It's a testament to our culture right now, but
exactly.
She'd be a fool not to use it. So, and if you had it, and you'd be a fool if you were her not to use it as well.
Oh, to all the people that chose Cardi B, if y'all remember.
But unfortunately for Cardi B, yesterday or day before yesterday, it was reported in the news that she's filing for a divorce from her husband, who goes by the name Offset, from the rap group The Migos. And the story as it's out now says she's filing for divorce based upon rampant infidelity or consistent infidelity. Now, about a year or so ago, they had a very public breakup over infidelity, and he went through all this big public thing to get his wife back. You know, great, he's married. All right. We're going to move them to the side. Cardi B files for divorce. Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B have the raunchiest but the hottest song out for the last 30 days. But look at their personal lives. Women who are on top of their professions, but their personal life is trash. Cardi B parlayed herself all the way up from the exotic dancer pole to one of the hottest women out there. But this guy right here was as good as she could do. And then he wouldn't even stay faithful. And this one back here.
Well, if only Kevin was around to observe. He thought Offset was the worst Cardi could do. If only he was around to observe how his words. Yeah.
This is the modern woman today. And why is this important? Because there are women who will sit back and praise these women for being bosses, divas, queens, CEOs, power movers, all this other kind of stuff. And they have been maybe successful from a career standpoint, but what it really matters is, can they enjoy the fruits of their labors in their personal lives? And arguably, no. Guys, we got to keep the likes up. If we don't keep the like percentage up over 15% or 50% engagement, you will be hearing the intermission song when the intermission comes on.
It's kind of like Black women, we're destined to be baby mamas. No matter how successful we get, no matter how known we are in our careers, whether it be stripping or we're an attorney, it's like almost as if we are destined to be baby mamas. And this is not a bash, shame, insult. This is not you to come get triggered. This is not for you to come over and talk about, oh, well, your mama was a baby mama. Okay.
Stop it.
So this is why we're having a conversation to kind of sit back and self-reflect and say, dang, is this true? If we see this pattern and we see that it's an issue, we can't allow our pride and our ego to prevent us from having this kind of conversation. Come on now, get out your feelings.
We won't like it if we play the intermission song. And here's the net of it, guys. Modern women are the freest you've ever been. Right to vote, equal pay, Roe v. Wade, your body, your choice, and more freedoms to the point to where there are really no restrictions on women. Your sexuality has been completely liberated. And in the last 5 years, the Believe All Women, Me Too, the cancel culture, arguably women are got a lot moving these days. But if you would go back 100 years ago and tell women then that women 100 years from now would have all these advances, it would be hard pressed to tell women then that women in 2020 are not going to be happy. A lot of women back then would be like, wait a minute, they have their own money, own careers, on this, on that, and they're not happy? No. See, and therein lies the rub. Why can't modern women have it all?
And it's so funny because you have these feminists tell the story of back in the days they weren't happy because the husbands were in control and a woman couldn't, the story they tell, and the man was always cheating, and the story they tell. But then it's like, okay, fast forward these days, are you guys happy? So it's like 6 or 1, half a dozen or another. It's like, again, this is not a conversation to point blame or criticize or anything like this. It is a deep conversation for us to self-reflect and ask the question. Like Kevin would always say, only 1 in 4 Black women will get married. And based on statistics, 80% of us become baby mama.
The ghetto.
And we really think that we have time to put our emotions in this conversation.
You have sexual freedom, career advancement, living free. But ladies, all of this came with trade-offs. You got the taste of freedom. And like men know, with freedom comes choices. With freedoms comes choices. And with those choices come consequences. Modern women have choices to make. And here's something that I will say. The more you get as a woman, the lower value men, most of you women, can get. Let me say that again. The more you get as a woman, the lower value you tend to achieve from a man. Because you rarely hear about a woman who has ascended to the heights of her profession, her career, and she has a man on her level. Well, no, Kevin, Migos, Offset, he's got money. Again, people would like to throw him in the high value category. Money, length of time. I don't know if other high value men consider him high value. I just don't think that part's going to cut. He will have a network. He is visible and usefulness to the group. I don't think Bill Gates, and I don't think men of industry, movers and shakers, think of Migos as one of their peers.
The fact that I laugh,
I wouldn't call him high value. He's definitely a successful man. But
and respect to me. What's his name? Whatever. Respect to him. Again, just like Cardi B, he did his hustle and he became successful. You can say in his category, in his class.
Cardi B, before she was with him, wasn't she with who did these women get with? Nicki Minaj is with, it's like some ex-felon. And the men these women, especially women in hip hop, tend to be lower value guys. Why? Because of the very things that make you successful in hip hop, having that raunchy mouth, sexual freedom, I'm a boss, I'm this, I'm that, is the very things that men that you want don't want.
Okay, and you see, to be fair, Cardi B is a woman in hip hop. What's it? Nicki Minaj is a woman in hip hop, so it makes sense why they will get with men in hip hop. But I think the point that needs to be highlighted is a lot of women who are claimed to be successful boss chicks who aren't in hip hop idolizes women like Cardi B, the Meg Stallion, the Nicki Minaj, but then at the same time they want a high value man.
That don't make no sense.
If Cardi B is your idol, which man of value is gonna want to take you out in public? Even if you don't dress like her, even if you're not a stripper, but the simple fact that you look up to her says a lot about you.
They're the new spinsters. Modern women, I want to talk about why modern women cannot have it all, and basically 7 new wave spinsters. 7 new wave spinsters that Cardi B, Lizzo, and Meg Thee Stallion kind of typify. All right. So first we got the Sex and the City spinster. The Sex and the City spinster. And basically this is what that one is. That's the woman who thinks she can, the Cardi B, the Meg Thee Stallion, the Lizzo, the woman that think, you can be brilliant, beautiful, bold, and stylish and do whatever you want, wherever you want, and have jet set holidays and hot girl summers and all this other kind of stuff. And yeah,
nothing beats a jet set holiday or whatever, a jet two holiday.
yes, you can do all of that, but it is setting you up to be a single woman or to be with a man who is beneath where you want him to be. Meg Thee Stallion was with Tory Lanez. I mean, come on. The disparities there are just laughable. If you just looked at the picture, it doesn't even make sense. Why couldn't Meg Thee Stallion get a man who's a man who's a master of the universe? Because she is a foul-mouthed sex demon in her lyrics. And sure, her music may thump. It may whatever, but you really want to take this woman to a dinner party? No. The Sex and the City spinster. It doesn't end well for these types. Because these are the women that wear their sexuality, their power on their sleeve. It's a badge of honor. Why? Because it sells well. Girl power sells well. While it's your turn, you have roughly 18 to 36 months before they need a new one. Madonna was the first one. All right? As we continue to move on. And I'm not saying that and here's the thing, I'm not making any inferences about their character, whether or not a woman should be able to make these choices. All I'm talking about, ladies, is their trade-offs.
I'm glad he said that, because a huge deflection, especially in the video that I did about Cardi B last week, a huge deflection is, why do we care what they do? It's their personal life. Of course, nobody is going to insert themselves in Cardi B life and try, as I said last week, police her pum pum. But this is perfect example. This is show and tell. This is exposing why men choose to
Get to the chopper!
instead of staying in the West to pick a wife, because women like this, modern women see nothing wrong with this kind of behavior. They see nothing wrong with her becoming a baby mama. They see nothing wrong with her dating patterns. They see nothing wrong. And then we see time and time again, a lot of these women will do the same exact thing and expect a man of value to pick them up and marry them and take them seriously. And the math is not mathing on that one. You don't even take yourself seriously. You do not take your womb seriously. You just give it to any Tom, Dick, and Harry. You look at the baby mama, then you look at the baby daddy, and they are bottom of the barrel men. But they are expecting that men of value, top high class men, to pick them up and marry them. As he said, there are choices and trade-off. Fair exchange is no robbery. If you make a certain decision throughout your life, you have to know that, okay, opportunity cost, you give up one to get another. And unfortunately, when you lie down and you spread your legs and you give your womb to a dusty, or you participate in certain behavior that is bottom of the barrel like, you are giving up your opportunity to get a nice man of value who's going to take you seriously, who's going to provide, who's going to protect, who's going to lead, who's going to teach. You're giving that up. So young ladies, keep that in mind. before you skin out your leg to any dusty. Keep that in mind before you carry yourself boisterous. Keep that in mind before you say your next curse word. Because it's like a lot of y'all just don't know how to carry yourself with class, but you want somebody to take you at a dinner party. It makes no sense. As I say, y'all, I will link the full video to Kevin to this stream in the description. I find it very ironic that it was exactly 5 years ago. Can you imagine? Just September 17, like literally September 17 was last week Wednesday. And when did the whole Cardi B incident happen? I think it was Thursday. Yeah, so like literally 5 years ago, Kevin Samuels discussed Cardi B, and look at how it came full circle. Y'all go check out the video how he predicted B Simone's situation. I put it up on the screen. Like, listen, in the words of Kevin Samuels,
You can't make this shit up, people.
these women are constantly proving not only him, but the men in the manosphere, the red pill community, and all these men, right? Save yourself, black men.
Get to the chopper!
I'll see y'all in the next video. Take care.